I'll be calling Smart Assistant names in vain, so you probably want to mute those. I've got Shelly Duo bulbs, and I've been thinking about the name Duo because I've got two of them, and that's probably the most relevant factor right now in terms of naming conventions. But turns out there are two really good reasons for getting these smart light bulbs. It's not the first Shelly product I've got my hands on. In here you'll notice there is a video about Shelly switches. I've got Shelly 1, 1PM, 2.5. I'm gonna run out of fingers sooner or later. But I've seen plenty enough to know that Shelly always have interesting features bundled with their devices. And this time it's not different. So this is 9 watts, 800 lumens smart light bulb. To be honest, pretty generic so far. It comes with a color temperature that ranges between 2400 to 6500 Kelvin. So again, pretty much standard, and it falls in line with whatever bulbs I've talked about it earlier and I got my hands on. It's, well, plastic dome, and inside you're going to find ESP8266. But before you're gonna jump and flash one of these, just hold on a second because that might not be necessary. So what are those two features that set Shelly Duo apart? Well, first one is the night mode. And I know what you're gonna say, night mode is probably present on most of them, but the implementation is through a software or cloud, so if you lose the connection, well, the bulb won't know what to do. However, with Shelly Duo, this feature is already baked in into firmware, so even without connection to the internet or connecting to some sort of hub or gateway, light bulb will remember different brightness at night and will apply this respectively. It's a very cool thing because, well, if you're going to rummage through the kitchen at 3 o'clock in the morning, you probably don't want to get blinded. Second feature that you are unlikely to see on other light bulbs is the power metering. Shelly Duo has the power meter built in and contributes its metering towards a room that is placed inside. It's a very cool feature of Shelly Cloud, gathering the information from different Shelly products and displaying them per room. So it will give you a reference of how much electricity all your devices are using. But if you are actually interested how much you would spend on operating various lighting devices for a year, then I have a separate video in here that will tell you the true cost of automating lights. But enough talking to you, let's talk to the Shelly behind me. So this is the Shelly behind me connected to Shelly app, and you can see it's quite responsive right now. Even with Smart Assistant, the process is very quick. You can take a look at this and see that there's barely any delay, and this is Shelly in a cloud mode. Now, both from Google Home and Alexa, you can change different settings of the bulb. Alexa, turn Shelly Duo 1 on. Works perfectly, and the widgets have their corresponding settings for changing colors, etc. But if the privacy is your concern, you don't actually have to sign up for Shelly Cloud and share your devices with external world. Each bulb comes with a web interface that you can use, and it provides probably all of the features that you have visible in the Shelly app itself. So let's load it up and I'll give you a small tour. Apart from power chart, everything is provided to you in a web interface. The web interface is responsive as well, so you can enjoy Shelly Duo using web interface itself. Shelly Duo comes with most of the standard features available on all the bulbs, so that would be your timers and setting for power on. But on top of that, you have also transition time, which allows you to set how long it takes for the bulb to apply correct transition. Now, during my testings, if you set the transition time to something longer, let's say 5,000 milliseconds or 5 seconds, then there is one disadvantage of that where, for some reason, whenever I'm changing a brightness down, you'll notice that the bulb's gonna be flickering on the last couple of steps. Now the flickering isn't present in a shorter transition time, so you don't have to worry about it. It's also not flickering if you're just going to set the brightness low, etc. It's just something to do with transition time, and I'm going to report it back as a bug. Perhaps that's going to get fixed. But where Shelly excels are integrations with other systems. You've got URL actions, which pretty much are a REST API that's going to make a REST call to another service or server and notify whenever the light bulb is turned on or off. If that's not enough, you can jump into web interface and enable MQTT mode, which means that you'll be able to direct the Shelly or receive information from the Shelly using MQTT. Just bear in mind that doing so will disable this device from Shelly Cloud. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I've talked about Shelly Motion, and Shelly Motion actually allows the use of MQTT while the device is still registered in Shelly Cloud. So I would really like to see this being implemented in other Shelly devices. Overall, Shelly Duo is pretty neat, and it's not particularly expensive. You can grab one for about €9 on a Shelly store, or check your local Amazon listings and you might be able to pick it up from there. If you follow my channel, you probably know what's gonna happen next. I'm gonna take all the Shelly devices I've got, and I've got plenty, and integrate them with Node-RED. So far on my list are a couple of Shelly switches, and now I'm just going to add the light bulb and the Shelly Motion itself. So if you're interested in that and you want to integrate that with Node-RED or Home Assistant, because the integration is going to be similar, you know how to follow me on social media. As for now, if you're interested in a light bulb, it's going to be linked in the description of this video, so go and check it out. And I'd like to thank Shelly for sending me these so I could take a look and share my opinion. If you're looking forward to my future video, you know how YouTube works and how to get notifications. Other than that, follow me on social media to get any updates and, well, to find out what I'm up to, and it's definitely going to be worth it. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.